I'm Josua Rine, licensed professional counselor. And this is Responding in Relationships, Emotional Intelligence in Action for Better Communication. This is a part of the Pause and Respond framework in Pillar 6, where emotional control gets tested in real conversations, where logic alone doesn't simply work, and where understanding people matters more than proving a point. Most people think defensive behavior is all about stubbornness or ego or someone just refusing to admit they're wrong. And sometimes those are a part of it. But most of the time, defensiveness isn't about truth. It's about safety. When someone becomes defensive, they're not thinking clearly. They're protecting themselves, protecting their identity, their sense of being okay, against feelings of being wrong or exposed or inadequate. And when someone is in protection mode, they're not open to truth. Not yet. That's why logic often fails in those moments. You can explain it perfectly. You can lay it out clearly. You can be as right as the day is long, and it still doesn't land with the other person. Simply because they're not in a state that allows them to receive it. So let's make it real. You're in a conversation. You bring up a legitimate concern, and the other person immediately responds with, "That's not what happened," or "You're overreacting," or "You do the same thing." Now you feel frustrated because you're trying to address something real, and they're pushing it away. So what do most people do? They push harder. They explain more. They try to prove the point they're trying to make. They raise their intensity. And that's where it breaks, because pressure increases defensiveness. It doesn't increase understanding. Think about it. If someone feels cornered, they don't open up. They close off. If someone feels attacked, they don't listen. They defend. That's the dynamic. Defensiveness is a signal, not a barrier. A signal that the person doesn't feel safe enough to process what's being said. So let's look deeper. Someone says, "You've been distant lately." And the other person responds, "I've been busy, you know that." That's defensiveness. But underneath it might be, "I feel like I'm failing. I don't want to be criticized. I don't want to feel like I'm not enough." So instead of engaging, they default to protect. Now here's the mistake. Most people respond to defensiveness with more pressure. They respond with something like, "That's not what I said. You're not listening," or "You're doing it again." This actually increases the threat. So now the other person doubles down. That's how conversations get and remain stuck. Two people pushing against each other, both trying to be heard, neither feeling safe. So what's the shift? You don't fight defensiveness, you work around it. Instead of pushing harder, you lower pressure. So let's go back to the example. You've been distant lately. Instead of reacting to their defensiveness, you say, "I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. I just miss you." Now the tone changes. Now the threat lowers. Now they have space to respond differently. And that's emotional intelligence, not just reacting to words, but responding to the state the person is in. Here's another example. You give feedback at work, and the person immediately explains everything they did. justifying, defending, talking fast. Instead of interrupting them or correcting them, you say, I'm not questioning your effort. I'm just looking at how we can improve this. Now you've separated identity from the feedback. Typically that lowers defensiveness. And that's a key principle. Defensiveness rises when identity feels threatened. It lowers when identity feels safe. Another strategy, slow the conversation down. Defensive people often speed up. They talk more, explain more, and react faster. If you match that elevated speed, the conversation will continue to escalate. But if you slow your tone, slow the pace, and pause before responding, you can change the rhythm. And the rhythm matters because speed fuels emotion. Slowness creates space. Another shift. Ask instead of tell. Instead of saying things like, you're not hearing me, try, what are you hearing me say right now? That invites reflection instead of resistance. Instead of saying, you're getting defensive, try, can we slow this down for a second? That reduces pressure. Because calling out defensiveness directly often increases it. Here's something important. You can't control whether someone becomes defensive, but you can control how you choose to respond to it. Reactive people escalate defensiveness. Controlled people de-escalate. Reactive people push for truth immediately. Controlled people create the conditions for truth to be heard. That's leadership and communication. So let's go a little deeper. Sometimes you will do everything right and the other person will still be defensive. It happens. Because their response is often shaped by their history, their stress, maybe their insecurities, or simply their emotional capacity. And in those moments, you still have a choice. You can push harder or stay controlled. Because pushing harder may feel justified, but it rarely works. Control looks like staying calm, not matching intensity, keeping your tone steady, not taking the reaction personally, and not rushing in to prove a point. Sometimes it looks like stepping away. Not every conversation can be resolved in the moment that it's taking place. Some conversations just need some space. And here's the truth. Truth matters, but timing matters too. And truth delivered at the wrong time to the wrong state will not land. So your goal is not just to say what's true, it's to create a moment where it can also be received. And this is what we're building in this series, not just clarity, but effectiveness, not just honesty, but delivery. Because in real relationships, how you say something and when you say it matters just as much as what you say. This is all in Pillar 6, Responding in Relationships, found in the Pause and Respond framework. And sometimes the fastest way to be heard is to lower the pressure. Now, if you want to go deeper into the framework, you can get the Pause and Respond book and workbook at pauseandrespond.com. We're also going to be offering some one-on-one coaching opportunities utilizing the framework. I encourage everyone to move past awareness and into practice and how you do that in your relationships to improve these different outcomes. So episode 9 is now complete. We got 6 more to go in this 15-part series. Please follow the show so you don't miss the next episode, because next time we're going to talk about how to stay calm when the other person isn't. Less reaction, more choice.